Namo Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I am determined not to use alcohol or any other items that contain toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I am aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. For our Dharma readings, we've been reading Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. This morning we're reading Using the Communal Life Skillfully by Ajahn Yatiko. At one point, while we were meditating together this morning, I became vividly aware of the silence. Suddenly it became extremely still and had a very strong sense of collective practice, a sense of shared activity with fellow practitioners. It was a very beautiful moment. I think religious groups in general provide a sense of community or family because people in those communities spend so much time with each other in mutual care and support. That's very meaningful and valuable. At the same time, living in community can mask the truth of our own aloneness. When it comes time to die, we die alone. The people around us when we die, with all their good wishes and best intentions, still continue to live their own lives and deal with their daily tasks. I imagine that in many cases, this fact is not fully apparent to those who are dying. They may be lying there wondering, doesn't anybody realize this is happening to me, that I'm leaving soon? They're not fully in touch with the natural fact that life goes on, whether it includes them or not. We are born alone, we die alone. Moreover, even while we are alive and have many close relationships, it's inevitable that those relationships will end eventually, one way or another. Perhaps a long-term friend disrobes, or our teacher disrobes or dies, or a partner or family member leaves us or dies. This experience is very painful for many people, but we are subject to having that experience at any time. That's a truth that living in community can mask. Despite this truth, living in community can serve as a useful crutch. Our existential situation can be compared to a person who breaks a leg. While the leg is healing, there's a need for physical support, like a pair of crutches. In this respect, religious institutions and relationships are like crutches. This is not a value judgment, it's simply a fact and a recognition that crutches are important for people in need of support. In a community, we live in the presence of other people. We have the responsibility to care for them. We provide them with crutches, and they do the same for us when the need arises. And when we help others, it lessens our self-centeredness and our unhealthy sense of self-importance. That's good for us and good for others. Everyone wins. With the loss of friends, we can be reminded of our own existential aloneness. At the same time, we can remember the support we receive in the community. We can remember that when people leave us, the community will encourage us to take our loss in the spirit of letting go, rather than encouraging us to tightly grasp our crutches, hoping we'll never be without them. Crutches are not supposed to be around forever. Their purpose is to assist and lend strength until they are no longer needed. So we care for ourselves, care for each other, and care for the community in which we live, while recalling and respecting the fact of our aloneness. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.